Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Baptized&Clueless. I'm your host, Yusuf, along with my co-host, Wesley. Wesley, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing well, Yusuf.
That's awesome. As everyone knows by the intro, Michelle is not here today.
Yeah,
Boo
yeah.
blew his little sob here and there. We do miss her.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten spoiled. We're so used to the three people talking now. Like, oh, just
Yeah, for real.
it'd be worse if we're in the same room, just looking, just like, so what do you want to talk about? But
Yeah.
fortunately, our rapport is with God, so we're in good hand. We're in good hand.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna kind of wing it. We had ideas of what we want to do beforehand, but it just wasn't gelling with us spiritually.
Yeah.
But what
hmm
is gelling with us is just want to talk about the importance of testimony. I know we may have done it before, but I'm sorry to say, you can never speak about it enough.
hmm hmm
And when everyone thinks about testimony, they usually have the wrong idea. They think it has to be something in comparison to what they saw in the Bible. Sometimes your testimony is the only Bible some people will hear that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so important for us to be able to recognize that we have a testimony and to be able to relay it to other people. And the beautiful thing about being believers is that the Holy Spirit's with you. And at the end of the day, if you're lost for words, lean on him
hmm
and he'll walk you through it. But I was thinking before we get started, it's so funny. I think sometimes people always just want to look at the outcome, and the whole point of testimony is not just the outcome.
Yeah.
It's the start, it's the middle, it's the end, right?
hmm
And people just go straight to the end part. So we all know people love to hear testimonies that are monetary. Oh, I needed this bill to get paid at this time, and God came through. Won't He do it? Yeah, it's true, and it's beautiful when He does. It's beautiful when He does. But
hmm
you know what He wants you to have a testimony about? He wants to testify how you lean on Him to learn how to steward your finances in the first place.
Yeah.
He wants you to testify on how He taught you how to live with in your means and to be able to spend accordingly and to still know that you have enough to give to others and not worry.
hmm
Give me a testimony of, I went to the store and I saw a scratch and win and I picked that scratch and win and I won. That's all cool. That's not too regular. But
hmm
you being testifying on how to steward your money and how to grow it and how to teach other people to do the same thing, like that's a testimony.
Yeah.
But every time I say the word testimony and I'm thinking about this particular topic, how people just love to associate the glorification of God is when they get money. I think they pronounce it more like testimony, like Money. It's not testimony, but that's what a
hmm
lot of people do. They
Yeah.
only want to
Yeah.
glorify God when it comes to the finances. And it's like, are you kidding me?
hmm
Between health, anxiety, stability in your life, emotional balance, and you're only looking for the testimonies that get you the cash, you miss the whole point of it.
hmm
And so I want people to be able to reflect on when they get to a point where they can see God have a breakthrough. Don't just celebrate and dance the breakthrough. What were the lessons that He showed you? Because I
Right.
know one of them is going to be patience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because God does work quickly on certain things for certain timings.
hmm
But we always want it to work fast no matter what. We're like we're like a kid asking to go to the candy shop. Like we want it now. And
Yeah.
it's like, all right, we're leaving in an hour's time. Okay, are we there yet? You haven't even put on your coat. You
Mm.
haven't even there yet. We're impatient. So He's going to teach us
Yeah.
patience going through this whole ordeal. He's going to teach us how to, whatever it may be. I mean, sometimes it's usually just a matter of being able to give yourself grace when you make mistakes. But He's going to walk you through the whole gamut of everything before He just gives you the blessing at the end. Because He doesn't want you to take the blessing as it's just that. He's always doing more.
hmm
So, I mean, when you think about things that first of all, let me ask you this. Are you someone that sometimes, because I know I am, sometimes I miss the testimony because I'm either overlooking or giving a shorthanded sight on what God is doing at the moment?
Yeah. I would definitely say that, you know, there's a lot of times where I feel like I do miss it.
Mm,
And, you know, of course, there are a lot of them that I recognize, but one thing I realize is that it may be the big things that I realize, the ones that I actually pray for.
yeah,
And one thing we know about God is that usually what we pray for is not exactly what we get. God will answer the prayer, but not in the way that we want to, not the way that we expected him to, you know.
yeah.
And so when it comes to like just my testimony, it's something that I have to sit back and really think about the things God has done in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
um you know when you tend to do that, you realize that he's been there the whole time,
Doing the whole
even in
lot.
those times where even in those times where you feel like he wasn't there. you
Mm-hmm.
know he
Exactly.
was there and blessing you throughout that time. you
Sustaining
know
you. Yeah.
yeah. And so yeah, I believe there have been a lot of moments
Mm,
that I may have overlooked where he has blessed me. But, in those dark times, in those hard times,
mm-hmm.
that's where our testimony becomes strong, because
True.
tend to realize, oh, God was with me the whole time,
Yeah.
because the fact that I'm still here, the fact that I'm
Right.
still in my right mind,
Mm-hmm.
and so, whether it's a praise report or whether it's something that, you are working on,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, one thing about our testimony is that it always helps somebody. So,
That's the
yeah.
truth. That's the truth. And I feel that's
Mhm.
the one thing the enemy likes to put the fear in people like, nobody wants to hear that. What if
Yeah.
you say it and you look stupid? What if you say it and no one resonates with it? Like, what if they don't? That's not on me.
Mhm.
That's not on
Mhm.
me at all. It's like I was at a church. I wouldn't say what it was. It was a 7-day Adventist church. I've never been to one before. So I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
And I show up for my Pentecostal self. So I'm coming from a loud church. Did not know I was coming to a quiet church, yo.
Yeah.
No one gave me the 411. I'm in
Mhm.
there and the pastor saying his thing. I was sitting there and was listening quietly. And he said something that resonated. I said, Amen. Everyone turned around and looked at me
Yeah.
like I had two heads or I swore or something like that. I was like, I guess that doesn't happen here. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, it didn't do me nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes we get into our own head, into our own feelings when it comes to speaking up for the Lord or speaking on behalf of the Lord. I don't mean like talking for him, but I mean like expressing whatever it is that he has within you for him,
Mhm.
right? And it's crazy how we can hold ourselves back. But yeah, that was my awkward time. One of
Yeah.
many, one of many. But you're talking. I was thinking of sometimes it's just a matter of one thing we have to learn is gratitude, and our
Mm.
gratitude sometimes it's lost. We're so used to showing gratitude for big things. We're so used to showing gratitude for the obvious. But even
Mhm.
as I just said, obvious, I'm realizing like waking up every day is obvious, and we still sometimes people don't have enough gratitude about that.
Right.
Instead,
Right.
they wake up with a sigh and a humph because now they got to put on their shoes to go to the job that's helping them pay their bills and take care of their family.
Mhm.
They grumble at, this car, it's so dirty. You're not on public transit, sir. It's like gratitude is a combination of great attitude, and a lot of times we don't have a great attitude towards a lot of things.
Mhm.
But again, that's also grooming by society, right?
Yeah.
We're taught to grumble about a lot of things. We laugh at negative jokes. We look at negative scenarios and find more negativity in it. Just like,
Mhm.
that's a complete opposite of what God wants. Like when we testify, we're testifying about his glory and the good things he's done. Our society is teaching us to focus on the bad things that happen and how can we make fun of it on someone else's benefit or lack of,
Yeah.
like, and that's
Yeah.
what our society is built upon. So I guess it's kind of hard for people to really recognize the value of testimony, what it's really for. because
Mhm.
it's funny. You have people testifying about a lot of stuff. This restaurant's great, all on social media. Trying
Mm.
these clothes is fantastic. It's like it's not really the testimony it's supposed to be having, but that's what people are so used to,
Right, right.
and a lot of it's false, right?
Yeah, yeah, and, you know, like, going off the gratitude, yeah, like you said, like, it's the little things that we always miss, like
Mm-hmm.
waking up every morning. Like, that's the first blessing God gives us, is waking up every morning, and, you know, one thing that I've learned, you know, in the past few years is that that's stuff that we do take for granted, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether it's a roof over our heads or the bed that we sleep in,
Yep.
um, you know, those are things that we take for granted because there are many people out here that don't have that,
Don't.
and it's like, we tend to, uh, like, take it for granted for real, and,
Yeah,
that gratitude can go a long way, man,
it's true.
you know?
It's true.
Sometimes I remember, I heard someone say that sometimes the best prayer you could pray is just saying thank you.
Right?
Yeah. Sometimes the best prayer you could pray is just saying thank you to God for the things you do have because like you mentioned, this world makes you think that um, you know, the things that you don't have is what you need to focus on, you know?
Mm-hmm. The lack.
Yeah, the lack.
The Bible strict has it specific. Like it talks about that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And it's like, you know, that's what, we end up doing. We end up, focusing on what other people have that we don't have.
mm-hmm.
And that's what leads to envy, you know?
Is that how the
And
devil got cast out?
mm, yeah.
Pride and jealousy.
He wanted God's position.
Mm-hmm.
And that did not go well, as we know.
No, no, he's still paying for that up to this day.
Yeah. And he over here mad at us because we took his
Right?
place.
It's like, bro, you left the apartment vacant.
Yeah.
You're going out in these streets. You're on your own.
Yo, yo, yeah.
As you're talking, I was just thinking about we sometimes we are so used to shrugging our shoulders at things that should be looked at as wow in appreciation. We shrug our shoulders, and I realize
Yeah.
that when we shrug our shoulders, we miss the blessing
Mm,
because we think it is
mhm.
nothing. Like even when you said like to be able to lay our head in the bed, even to have a sound sleep. You know when people have insomnia issues, they can't sleep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They are restless spiritually,
Yeah.
physically, mentally, emotionally. They can't get a good night's rest,
Yeah.
even just
And
to
don't talk about
wake up.
and don't even mention sleep paralysis.
Oh, let's not go there.
Yeah.
But thank God I haven't had it in a while. But yeah, can I tell you the
Yeah.
first time I had that? I was 7 years old.
Wow. 7?
7 years
Wow.
old. But here's the wild part about it, and this is the important thing. As we found out from our guests in the past, getting getting your kids to understand the little they can about God in the beginning is so important.
Mm,
That seed being
yeah.
planted, it'll grow on its own if the child so chooses to pursue it in any way, shape, or form, just by conversation or thought alone. So I'm 7 years old. I'm laying in my
Mhm.
bunk bed. Had the top bunk because I was lying on my brother, of course. I'm up there. I've had this ability to sleep in one spot.
Mhm.
I don't toss and turn too much. Anyways, I'm laying there and my feet are facing the window and the window's pretty much, curtains are open. And so the bright lights in, and I'm consciously in my head like, oh, it's morning time. Must be time to get up. And you kind of lay there a little bit, didn't want to open my eyes up. And I'm like,
Mhm.
all right, well, time to get up. Uh, couldn't move. I
Oh,
was like, oh
man.
no, what's happening?
Oh, man.
And immediately I started thinking like, okay, wait, I'm talking to myself. I'm not dead. Like I can't be dead. And I'm like, this, why can't I get up? I'm like, and moving on muscles I can and nothing's moving. And it just came to me
Oh,
like,
man.
it came to me like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe when I sleep, my spirit goes elsewhere and whatnot. And now it's returning back to body. And I just got to relax. But I
Mm.
should be fine. That's okay. Just go back to sleep. You'll be okay. Went back to sleep. Woke up however long later, minutes or whatnot. And the incredible thing is that I'm like 7 years old. And instead of being bad for the whole day, the explanation I had within myself was good enough for me, and I was good for the rest of the day. I had no issue,
Yeah.
and I'll never forget that.
Man. Mm.
So when we talk about paralysis, I've had my share, but that's when it first started,
Yeah, yeah.
and ever since then, I like well. Maybe as I got older in the last like couple years and it's happened, I know what's up now, and I'm like, like in the name of Jesus,
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
break that ASAP.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you were young, you didn't know. You didn't know.
No, but I didn't panic,
Yeah.
and I knew that God had something to do with it. I was like,
Mhm.
He's got me. Without saying He's got me, I was like, oh no, my spirit, I'm good.
Yeah.
It felt like I woke up like minutes later. I don't know. There was no clock in my room.
Mm.
What does cereal need a clock for? I'm not trying to get it for no time.
For school?
That's not my problem. You wake me up if you want me to go.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't wake me up. It must be Saturday. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but even something as simple as that, like testifying at the age of 7, I understand that there's a God and He's got me, and I don't have to panic at this, and I know that I have a
Mhm.
spirit separate from my body. Like all those things are just like people take those things for granted. Like, oh yeah, whatever. But I teach about ghosts and tutus. And I teach
Mhm.
about a haunted house and tutus, and none of those
Yeah.
things, don't have some sort of tangibility to them, but really and truly have to help me.
Mhm.
It doesn't one bit, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as far as people overlooking the genesis of testimony, everyone wants to be at the payday, and I'm not necessarily talking about cash, but everyone wants to be at the end results. No one wants to look back and see just how that whole thing took place. Because some testimonies, God had you plant seeds.
Right.
Some testimonies,
Right.
other people planted seeds,
Mhm. Mhm.
and both have to be recognized because both are just as important.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And go ahead.
yeah, and I just wanted to say, like, when it comes to that planting the seed, we both know that, like, we all know that, you know, God, you know, sometimes plants that seed in our lives, and
Mm,
we have to use that seed to plant other seeds in people's lives.
right.
You know, like for example, our gifts, our talents.
Yeah. Yeah.
God gives us those things not for us,
Mm,
but for other people, to bless
yeah.
other people
Yeah.
with it. And it took me a while to realize that, that yeah, it's not for ourselves.
Mm,
It's for other people. And
mm,
one thing I remember hearing was that, you know, hearing from somebody was that they said that, God blesses you to be a blessing to others. You know,
yep.
sometimes the blessings are not for us,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they're to for us to bless others with it. Like,
Exactly.
for example, like if I use money,
Mm,
let's say God blesses you with a good amount of money, right?
mm-hmm.
Like sometimes he blesses you with that good amount of money, not so that way you could just go out and spend it all on
Yeah.
yourself,
Gucci
but
this,
also
Gucci that.
yeah, but to bless other people,
Yeah.
and sometimes, like, don't get me wrong, God don't mind you, spending it on yourself, but
Yeah.
are you gonna obey him and, do
Where's your giving heart?
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Because he gave to you, and now you're hoarding
Mhm.
it. It's like, that's not how it's supposed to
Yeah, yeah. And that's what we're learning in our group right now. It's
be.
like,
Yeah.
you know, we're learning about giving,
Mm-hmm.
how giving is the key to life,
Mm,
and we know that there's a scripture in the Bible that talks about whatever whatever you reap, you sow. I mean, whatever you sow, you reap. And it's like, that's so true
yeah.
because at the end of the day, it's like, once we sow that seed, whether it's good or bad, you know, we're gonna reap the harvest from it.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Looking for
yeah,
everyone's looking for the harvest. even when the seeds are being planted, no one's even thinking about how to water it. Like people don't understand the
Mm,
process. Like Jesus' analogy on the farming is just on point in every.
it is.
You could use so many other things too, but really and truly, it's timeless.
Yeah, yeah.
It is so timeless. And at the end of the
Mhm,
day, people overlook the seed. They don't think it's necessary. When seeds are planted, people don't even recognize their seeds to be planted. So they don't even know that they're supposed to be watering it.
mhm.
Like people drop the ball. They fumble it so much. And it's not
We
always out of
do.
ignorance. Sometimes it's out of just people just being mean spirited. Just don't understand that, it's not just about you. Like if everyone was to do the thing that God wanted, which is everyone take care of each other,
Mhm.
you never have to worry about lacking from other people.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you're taking care of five people take care of you. Like that's how it's supposed to be in the sense of if it was a perfect world. But with
Mhm,
so many people breaking the chain of command, which is pretty much they're just not thinking about anyone else but themselves, it makes it that much harder. Now people are trying to be, doubly as good to give or doubly as good to be kind. And because we live
yeah.
in a broken world, but, at the end of the day, the testimony that we're supposed to have is that pretty much, I planted a seed today. It doesn't mean that you have to plant, you have to water and be there for the harvest. Start with the
Mhm,
seed. And
yeah.
that first part is what gets overlooked because everyone's just running to the harvest.
Psh, yeah, yeah, and, you know, of course, most of us, we know about the parable of
Mm.
the, master and the 3 servants.
Yep, that's the two spirits, the seeds and the soils.
Yeah, the seeds and the soils, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the especially the seeds and the soil, man,
I know. I
I
know.
know a lot of us, we can relate to the last 2 soils where,
Yeah.
you know, one of them was where, the the weeds come up and choke the plants, and does it would like we tend to not like keep what it is that we put into our hearts,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And so um it definitely is a relatable and on point on point parable.
Yeah. People, their heart and soils is their heart and heart. Them not willing to be submissive to God enough. I was just talking to my wife about this, and it's like the problem a lot of us have, people in general, is
Mhm,
submitting ourselves to God, submitting our problems to God, because we will be like, Lord, take this away from me. Why is our hand still on it?
mhm.
Why are we still having a tight grip on it? Lord, I don't want to be foolish with my money anymore and spend unwisely. As you online shopping at 12 midnight
Yeah,
on Nike to go get
yeah,
some deal that's not even a real deal,
yeah.
right? Lord, I got this problem with his coworkers and I just can't stand him. Da, 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 da. Every time I see this, Lord, I want to be better at it, but yet still, every time you make a mistake at work, you gossip to someone about it. Like
Mm,
your heart's not going to change because you haven't changed.
mhm,
You're still doing the same old thing, and so at the end of the day, it's like the seeds. When God's planting it, man, He's planting it in good soil. And if you're not in good soil, it's not going to happen. But once you're
yeah,
submitted to Him, once you're open to Him, once you're transparent with Him, He starts planting in you. And the thing now that He's planting in you, it's like now people are like, so when's it gonna grow? When's it gonna grow? That's if they even
for
recognize
real.
there's seed in them. They're like,
Yeah,
and they keep checking, and
keep checking, yeah,
they
yeah.
haven't brought the water cannon with them. They haven't brought a bucket. They haven't brought no water whatsoever.
Mm,
They just keep checking because they just want to see growth.
mhm.
Lord, you saw me putting this hard work. It's been, 6 months now. I started with nothing. And now, 6 months, it's like, what they're saying is true. They started with nothing and now they put little money they had to get aside to do this thing. And it's been
Mhm,
6 months later. But who told you that was watering it? All
mm,
you've been doing is watching, 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 watching. Let's say, for instance, you
yeah,
had a business that you had food and you're serving food. And every night you have extra food. So now you're trying not to serve too much food without it being sold. If you have extra food, you should be driving around town to try and give that food away
mm,
at the end of the night. Like
mhm,
he's blessed you to start a business. Now you're like, oh, I know, but things are tight. Okay, well, things are tight. You made some extras. You should be able to give that away to people at least.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how are you? You now have the business. What are you doing to? Well, I try and tithe every now and then. You're missing the whole point.
mm,
Like,
Mhm.
good things are happening
Yeah.
to you and you're not sharing it, you're not expressing it, you're not showing it, you're not living it.
Mhm.
Like, he was
Mhm.
generous to get you there. What are you generous with other people?
Yeah. And um to piggyback off of what you said about like expecting growth
Mhm.
when you haven't been watering, I mean that goes for most of us because
Rebels.
we we tend to do that all the time. Like we expect we expect like to see the blessings,
Hmm.
but yet we haven't put in the effort,
Yeah.
we haven't put in the work, and it's like we know God is not a genie. God doesn't work like that.
No, no,
Like
definitely
we
doesn't.
know he loves to bless us.
Hmm.
He wants to bless us,
Yeah.
but he also is a good father and he also will want us to he wants to partner with us
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
have us do have us do the work, and here's the thing.
Mm.
The work he wants us to do is not even, you know, like it's not even like the hard part, I guess you could say. You know, we think it's the hard part, but
Yeah.
we know he handles
All the
we
hard
we know
stuff.
he handles
It's true. It's true.
he handles the hard part. We just gotta do our part, and of course, we think our part is the hardest. You know,
Yeah. Our hard part
and
was getting
so
up off our butts and swallowing our pride and forgiving
yeah,
ourselves. That's what was hard for us.
yeah, yeah, and so like going back to your analogy about watering it,
Mm.
you know, that's all we got to do is just keep watering it instead of just watching it, and yet
Yeah.
the watering part is hard for us to do,
It's true.
and of course, if we don't do that part, how do we expect to see
No,
the blessings?
no growth. It's not gonna grow to what it's
Yeah,
supposed to.
yeah.
I want to bring this point up before, and thanks for reminding me. You talk about expectations, and it's funny. We're in a relationship with God, and expectations we can have on Him as far as like, if He says He's gonna handle it, He'll handle it.
Mhm.
If He says that He'll do so and so because it's been said before, He showed it here, He showed it there in the Bible, He'll do it again. Like those
Mhm.
expectations are good. But overall expectations that we have based on how we think is exactly what you're talking about. And that's what we probably have. Bro, I'm telling you right now. Anyone who says I do came into that I do with expectations in their marriage.
Mm.
Expectations is the quickest way to get a rude awakening and reality check.
Yeah.
Because no one knows how it's going to be. And the thing is, everyone's coming with these expectations that aren't half times not realistic and one sided.
Mm.
It's all the stuff that appeases you, right? And yeah, expectations will destroy that. And the sad things that we just don't get things the time that we're supposed to. So
Mhm.
let's say we recognize the seed is now planted. We now recognize, oh my gosh, I gotta foster this better. I gotta grow it. Even when you're growing it, what if you have this harvest that comes up abundantly now, and you realize, okay, now this is abundant, and Lord's like give away half of it. Does your heart come hardened again? Because if it does, I'm sure that soil that seed's growing is going to get hard and it's going to choke the
Mhm.
seeds and it will not replenish itself again. And
Yeah.
to those who don't know better, you might think, oh, so that's the kind of God he is. No, it's not that. That's what your actions bring. It's consequence
Mm.
to everything we do and we say at the end of the day. And it's very easy to get, you know, a stiff heart when things come through your way and you're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Lord, until you hear, now I need you to do this with it. And what? There's a part two? I'm
Yeah.
not going to kick back for the rest of my life and enjoy all this abundance. Like, really?
Mm.
And sometimes God has to show you exactly where those seeds came from. I know
Mhm.
you thought, hey, look at that, man. I put my resume there and I got to that job. Da, 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 da. It's like, you do know that I allowed the person to see that resume to hire you. If the
Yeah.
colleague had seen that resume, they would have dumped it. But I made sure
Yeah.
this colleague instead saw that resume, who I knew would grant you favor because of me. Like we always get it twisted. Like, well, thank God. It was like, whew, I'm glad I did the work. Like, you did the work as you're supposed to. But there's a fine line between taking credit and recognizing when it's not yours to take credit for.
Mhm.
And so sometimes I guess it all depends on our ego and how we see things. But really and truly, if we just get in our head that all things that we have is really because of him.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And um, you know, like when you say like what do we do now when the seed is planted and we do see growth, like we do see harvest,
Mm.
you know, sometimes like we don't store it over it well, you know?
No, we don't.
And God is a God that, doesn't give us more than we can handle. And so,
Yeah.
you know, he'll give each person how much, harvest they can handle,
Mm.
And sometimes a lot of us, we're not meant to have a harvest. We're meant to just be those that help those that may have that harvest, you know?
I hear that. I know I can already hear people say like, "What you mean I'm not gonna have a harvest?" But the thing is that everyone's harvest may be different.
Yeah, yeah,
So what you're alluding to is someone who's there to assist and help others. And
yeah, exactly.
a lot of people like
Yeah,
they don't want to be the one. They want to be the one that reaps. But sometimes the people who are the helpers, man, the blessings they get, all of a
yeah.
sudden they're like constantly being busy because people are like, you we know you're really good at this. All of a sudden money starts pouring in and just them being able to be a giver in the
Mhm,
sense of giving their time. People recognize how good they are with things and things that start happening without them having to lift a finger
mhm.
under the personality God gave them, the heart God gave them. So I mean, before people start shooting on the idea of you're not supposed to have the harvest, it's just a matter of your harvest may not look like the person to your left or to your right.
Right, right. Yeah,
And
yeah.
if I can harvest contentment, thank you, Lord. Because
Yeah,
those people who want to talk about chase the bag and the go getters, that's
the
all
grinding.
cool. Yeah, the grinders. Need
Yeah.
coffee? All that's great and everything. Don't get me wrong. And the ambition's fantastic. But it's the ambition of self, nah, it's never gonna be fulfilling. And
Yeah,
once those numbers
yeah.
come in right now, not to change topic too hard, but all those millionaires started killing themselves in the last 3 years to become billionaires.
Mm.
Millions weren't enough anymore. We now have regular people with barely $1,000 in their bank account. Talk about that person only has 5 million after all the stuff they've done. Psh, that's not a lot. Uh, you barely have $1,000 in your account.
Yeah.
But what happens is that they keep seeking. There's more.
Mm,
There's more.
mhm, mhm,
And without the contentment, which is what God always offers, He's not going to give you a flourishing garden for you to still want more. He's going to give you for satisfaction because what He's done in the long run is He's taught you how to be satisfied with the good things He's giving you.
mhm.
When it comes to
Yeah.
the world, you learn from what's his name, Tony. What's that Tony guy with a deep voice that likes to do the he does the motivational speaks. I don't
Uh,
even know. Tony something.
Tony,
I
yeah, I
want to say
don't
Tony
know.
Little or Tony Small, but I doubt that's his name. It's Tony something.
Yeah.
And people go and they'll pay for these motivational things. I'm sure he's very good. He's been successful for a long time.
Mhm.
But if they're just always on the striving to get the next thing and to see the newest thing, it's self destruction after a while. And
True.
nothing that God gives you is lack of contentment. He's always giving you a balance.
Mhm.
It's never an overflow where you can't handle it. And if it's an overflow, you're supposed to be able to give to others around you as opposed to hoarding it.
Yeah. 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 And, man, that hoarding, man, we definitely can say that, there's a lot of people, a lot of us that we hoard what we have,
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said before, what we have was never meant for just us. It was meant to bless other people with it. And, like going back to that parable about the master and the three servants,
Yeah.
the third servant, the master called him wicked because he was basically hoarding,
Mm,
the talents that he had,
right.
even though it was just one, but he was hoarding it,
Mm,
instead of like you know, doing like the other two servants and investing in it,
yeah. Yeah.
increasing it. And
He's
so,
being lazy.
yeah, yeah,
He could have watched them to see what they've done and did the same thing.
yeah, exactly. Or even this, like he could have at least said, you know what, I'm not doing nothing with it. Here, you guys take it and do something with it.
True. They would have taken it in two twos.
Yeah, yeah.
And the master, I'm sure the master was like, "Oh, you're not that dumb. You were able enough to know who to send it to multiply it." Okay, yeah, he would. You know what? That would have been good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it worked.
yeah. Cause,
Just,
cause, cause the master even said it. Like, why couldn't you at least give it back to me? Like, why could you at least, have, like, put it in the bank, you know,
mm-hmm.
put it in a bank and store it there,
So much
and
work.
so, yeah. But
Boy said, "I'll bear it. Go about my business." Like, what did you do
yeah,
that whole time?
yeah, yeah.
Dude,
But
drop the ball.
yeah, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like, what do we have that we can share with others? And I know this is a question that
There you go.
um you know I have received myself in
Mm,
the Bible study that we're in, like, and when I received that question for myself, it really had me thinking, like, what is it do I have that I believe that God will love for me to share with others?
mm,
And here's the thing, it's not what I thought it was.
right.
It was something like so simple that I overlooked it. I end up overlooking it.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes, most times it was an encouraging word.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just me listening
Yeah,
to somebody,
yeah,
you know? I mean, it goes as little as that, and we tend to think of it as little, but those little things, tend to be actual big things
yeah,
because it actually helps somebody, whether it helps them for that moment
yeah, yeah.
or it helps them for that day
Mm-hmm.
or it helps them, just get through the week,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and so, yeah, it's like it goes back to what we talked about in the beginning, like overlooking those things.
Yeah, it's so true. It's,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, man, when it comes to testimony, it's just like it's just evidence of God's greatness, His mercy, and His love for us.
Mhm.
And when we overlook it or we don't share it, we're sending the wrong message
Yeah.
about how good
Yeah.
God is. I told you the
Mhm.
story not too long ago how I dropped the ball on one thing, and God had shown me how good it is sometimes just to hear Him out. Like I had real quick, I had a windshield wiper for front and back of my car. And
Mhm.
I recognized my neighbor had the same car down the street. Now I no longer had that car, but I had the windshield wiper still in the package, not used. I was like, oh man, I gotta make sure I give it to them because it'd be nice to have it to
Mhm.
good use.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a couple weeks went by, but it's like I've never seen the car in the driveway, but I'm always looking. Finally, one morning I see it. I run inside, I get my coat on, put on my boots, and go over there, knock on the door, and I've never knocked on the door before. I've only said hi the one time when we moved in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So we're not like next door. We're a couple doors away. We haven't seen each other since, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Anyway, I knock and a woman opens the door. So I was like, "Oh hi." I said, "I know." I said, "I had the same car as you, and I had these extra wipers, and I wanted to make sure someone got to use it." And the first thing she says, "Oh my gosh, I needed wipers." I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
look at that."
Yeah. Man.
So
Just
there's so much to a testimony. It's not just the end result. It's the
yeah.
you listened, you heard the word, you said, "Okay, bet." You look for the opportunities. Opportunity didn't come yet. The first thing the opportunity comes, you go ahead and did it, and then you get to see the results of it right away. And it had nothing to do
Mhm.
with me. It had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
For all
Yeah.
we know, she prayed on it, and that's how you got utilized. It's like this is the beautiful thing about testimony. It's a full cycle, but it doesn't start from the end. It's not some
Mhm.
reverse Terrence Quintino. What's his name? Quentin Terrence. What's his name?
I don't know.
You know, the weird face guy. QT. Quentin Tarantino. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's not one of his movies where he starts from the back and goes to the front. It's like, no, when it comes to testimony, it starts from the seed. It all starts from the beginning, all the way back. If you only seen the end of it, you have to go back and watch the movie. Right? And God plants the seeds from the beginning and it starts from there. It's like, yeah, I had those free things sitting down there, but for whatever reason, I didn't throw them on because, like, I might still need them.
Mhm.
Car got changed a year or two later and I still had these wipers.
Mhm. Yeah.
Could have came to me a year before, could have came before that, but it came at a time when someone needed it right down the street. So
Exactly. Yeah.
testimony has a full circle thing, and it has a lot of aspects inside of it for us to pay attention to. And it's again, like you point out, testimonies. It's not just for us.
Yeah.
it's for everyone else. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind, folks, when you feel
Mhm.
stingy and feeling tight-lipped. As feeling
Or if
and
you feel like or if you feel like you don't have a real testimony,
maybe showing
no need to feel that way.
it's true. You may be showing a lack of gratitude. So you may be showing you're allowed to feel as though you don't have a testimony. So start from there. Work backwards with gratitude, the things that you're taking granted for, and then start looking into the details of his life because you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
You'd be surprised.
everyone has a testimony for everyone.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. But thanks again. Even though Michelle wasn't here today, join us back next week when we have another topic of great conversation. We appreciate you guys coming out, and we'll have a great one.
Yes, take care.